Hi, I'm Brandon. I am the writer and director of the I'm Haunted series, and today I'm going to do a commentary on I'm Haunted 2. So I'm going to be starting and stopping the video quite a bit. So if you're watching this for the first time, or if you just want to watch the movie without the commentary, the link will be in the comments and you can just watch the original movie. So if you're interested in hearing some more details into the work that went into I'm Haunted 2 and my thoughts behind it, then let's get into it. So I guess just some brief background. Uh, I'm Haunted was never intended to be a series. It was originally just going to be kind of a one-off thing, and we did them. Elizabeth and I did them as a whole bunch of short episodes that are still available on YouTube. I also combined them all into the director's cut, which I released recently on my YouTube channel. But basically, the point of it was we were going to just film a bunch of short episodes and then release them one each day, kind of like the story was unfolding in real time. And when we released them, it wasn't that successful. Like I didn't get that many views on them. It was basically just something we could do for fun in between bigger projects that wouldn't cost a lot of money and be quite easy to produce. So we kind of released them and whatever. It was what it was, and we moved on. It didn't get much hype or anything. And it wasn't until after we released Grotesque and that started getting quite popular that I was like, oh, I wish I had another movie to follow up with right away. And then I was like, well, what if I took all the original I'm Haunted like short episodes, put them together into a movie? So I did that, and altogether it's quite long. Like it's like 2.5 hours or something, which I thought was too long. So I cut it down to like an hour 20, and then released that. And all of a sudden it just like exploded, and all of a sudden started getting all these fans. So I was like, you know what? Let's make a I'm Haunted 2. So for I'm Haunted 2, we didn't do the episode thing. I just wrote it as a actual movie. So there are a few scenes that we cut and some basic editing stuff, but there's not a lot. Like I can't really do a director's cut of it because there's just not a lot to add in. So let's continue.
Hi, I'm Bailey Dawson, and I'm making these videos in response.
And of course, here we have Danielle Kravenke. I Danielle, she was in Hotbox, and I think we worked together on a few other things. But I hadn't worked with her in a while. But she came out to play the tour guide in Horror Show. And while there, we started talking, and I had this idea in my mind of making I'm Haunted 2, and I was like, hey, well, who could play the main role? So I was like, oh, well, Danielle could. So I pitched her the idea, and she was on board, and we made it happen.
The now infamous I'm Haunted with the even more infamous Genesis Brady. If you don't know what happened, Genesis made a series of videos of how her apartment was haunted.
The reason I'm making this video blog is
And of course, part of the trouble to come up with a story was like, where do I take the story after the first one? I didn't. Obviously, I wanted Elizabeth Chamberlain playing Genesis to be in it in some way, but we couldn't really continue her story because it looked like she was dead or something bad happened to her. And I could have just done a completely separate haunted story, but I decided to kind of continue with the lore of Seer, the demon in this, and kind of see where that went. So I came up with the idea, well, what if the part 2 is someone making their own video series after watching part 1? And yeah, I guess people responded to that storyline.
because lately there's been some really weird stuff happening in my apartment, and
And here we just have basically a recap of the first movie. This is just footage taken from the trailer.
I'm starting to think that it's haunted.
Here we are, the Ghost Sisters.
Ghost Sisters!
The whole night, it's felt like someone's been following me around the apartment. See? I'm not crazy.
There's a guy standing at the end of the hall, staring at my apartment.
Oh my god, it sounds like a fucking dog. Oh. I ran out of my apartment and that fucking thing followed me. Are you still there? Will you answer my questions? C-Y-R? Seer? That's your name? Once again, I spent the whole night talking to a demon.
I felt something jump on my bed and start choking me.
Some company even compiled her videos and made a movie out of it. I bought my own copy.
Here we got a little plug for my my I'm Haunted DVD. So yeah, if you want to order a copy of Part 1 or Part 2, or of the Grotesque movies, or basically any of the movies that we have on DVD, Ezra and the Gore Girl Horror Anthology or Hotbox as well, just send me an email and I will hook you up.
So after her videos came out, Genesis disappeared. In her last video, it looks
Those little, I don't know, those are like octopuses or squid or something there, those little stuffed animals. I just had Danielle bring some things from her own house that we could use to decorate this room, which is actually my bedroom, just to give it more of a girl's look, I guess. That fan there is mine, though. I always sleep with a fan on me.
like she's attacked by an old lady.
Just have some.
So yeah, don't know what exactly I originally had intended to happen to Elizabeth there. It was supposed to be, it was, the story wasn't supposed to continue. I guess it was just left up to the viewer's imagination whether she was dead or just something or other. But I guess we'll find out what happened to her.
There's a big online debate going on about whether or not Genesis faked the whole thing. I myself am a skeptic as to the authenticity of her videos, but there are some coincidental things happening that I wouldn't mind checking for myself. Also, there's been an insane number of deaths.
We've had some people point out how annoying that sound effect is, and I can kind of see their point.
By the way, Genesis' mom's name is Marsha. Yeah, Marsha Brady.
Which, funny enough, I did not do that on purpose. I came up with the name Genesis Brady first, and then when I came up with the name for the mom, I just happened to pick Marsha, and it wasn't till much later that I'm like, oh, I guess her name is Marsha Brady.
There's been speculation that Mike ran off with Genesis, which makes sense. They're the ones who started the whole thing by making Blythe jealous, and therefore she put a curse on Genesis. Genesis' life was like a soap opera. Of course, Blythe, Genesis' best friend, and the one who started all this, died of a heart attack. And from the videos, it looks like it was faked.
It might not work, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything. Even becoming a religious freak.
But Blythe really did die. What to make of all this? Well, it is more than possible that Genesis faked the entire thing.
And yeah, we're filming this in my apartment, so that's why you see the grotesque and hotbox posters up on the wall.
I mean,
And you see Quilton there in the background, who made his starring appearance in Grotesque 2.
her life was a mess. My motivation in making this video is to replicate exactly what Genesis did to see if it was real. I've always had an interest in the paranormal, and while I've never seen anything, I'd really like to. Y'all are probably wondering, Bailey, what exactly can you add to this conversation? And normally you'd be right. Nothing. However, do you guys remember that triangle twig thing that Genesis threw away at the river valley?
I was cleaning my storage closet when I found this behind some boxes. What the fuck is this? It looks like my hair.
Hopefully this is the end of our little adventure, and getting rid of this thing will end my nightmare I'm living. Bye-bye!
The big mystery has always been what words to use.
So I did cut out a part there. Originally, we even filmed it where Bailey says that she went and found that twig thing, and that's how the curse started for her. And we had a scene where she's out at that location and she's like, "Look what I found." And then here, sitting on the couch, she holds it up. The thing is, it had been a few years since we'd filmed that, so obviously we had to make a new twig thing. And of course, it was Elizabeth's hair on the original one, and she lives in a different province, and it was hard to get her hair. So, and I don't think she'd be willing to drive all the way here just for us to clip some of her hair. So I think we got a wig or something, like a red wig, but the hair just didn't look the same, and it looked too fake. So I ended up just cutting that entire part, and we just skipped it over. And I guess in a way, it didn't make as much sense because I think, the whole point of the curse is you have to use the hair of the person you want to curse. So she tries again using her own hair, and then later using her friend Cassie's hair. And of course, that causes the curse. So I think I made the right decision in cutting that out.
So, Ted, the guy who killed himself.
It was me. I did it. I was pissed off at you and I set a curse on you. Ted, the guy from the seance, he showed me how to do it.
Okay, so can't you contact that Ted guy and ask him how to get rid of it?
I would if he hadn't committed suicide.
Shit.
Hung himself from a pipe in the basement of his parents' house.
So his brother Aaron was going through his stuff and found a journal with a ritual in it. He gave me the words that were in the journal, and so now I get to perform the ritual with the correct words and hope it works. Aaron told me that Ted got the ritual from a seance he was doing. Seer, maybe? I don't know if the candles are gonna
Of course, we find out in I'm Haunted 3 a little bit more about how all that happened.
do anything. Maybe it'll add to the production value of this video. I've added my hair to this thing. Let's do this.
Well, I think you can see that little piece of paper behind Danielle here. Right there on the floor. Pretty sure that's the wig. We don't use a slate for these, like the little clapper thing, to mark the scene numbers, because it's basically just me or us and a camera. So we would just write the scene number on index cards and then just hold them up. So there's probably a few parts, because we ended up just every location we were at, my apartment or wherever, is just littered with all these index cards with scene numbers written on them, and occasionally we forget and leave them sitting there in the scene, but you can't really tell what it is. So I don't think anyone notices. So this ritual words here, or whatever this is, I just kind of came up with, I basically wrote them out, and then I used Google Translate to turn them into Latin. And, it works. Sounds kind of scary. Danielle was actually like, I'm not really going to conjure up a demon for real, am I? So I guess hopefully it had its intended effect.
Obscurum, umbra, infernum, clamor, mortis ora, e calo descendent, sanguinium sacrificium, corpus palpitate, suboculus tenebri, inferno potentia, demonium invocet.
I can't remember if we filmed this at night, or there's a lot of other scenes that we filmed during the day, and then we put black garbage bags taped up on the outside of the windows there to block the sunlight out. So you could see right there's like a little bit of light. I don't know if that's because it's daylight or if that's just reflecting off something. I'm not sure, but we filmed more in the day than we did at night, I believe.
Well, not sure if it's gonna do anything, but guess we'll wait and see. Okay, I'm ready for bed. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I expect anything. It's still creepy though. By the way, if I die or get incapacitated and you find these videos, you have my permission to release them. I don't want any money or anything. I just want people to see. Okay. Good night. It's been a few days, nothing's happened. I don't know how long I should wait, but if you're watching these videos, it means something did happen, because I wouldn't release them if it didn't. This is my boyfriend, Jesse. Say hi.
Hi.
What do you think of me doing this project?
I think it's kind of weird.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's Jackson Card. You might recognize him. He was the old boyfriend in Grotesque that Mildred confronts, and then she stabs him through the hand and then beats him with the ukulele. And he also played the drug dealer guy at the beginning of Grotesque 2 who gets his head smashed with a sledgehammer. So he was nice enough to come back and play the role of Jesse.
You heard it. Kind of weird. Not the first time in my life I've been told that I'm kind of weird. I'm freaking out. There's someone in my apartment right now. Oh my god, they're at my door. I can hear them breathing.
What was that, babe?
It was good.
Yeah.
That was lovely. Admit it. We got you. You thought that was real.
Pretty cruel to your viewers, babe, don't you think?
They like it. If they didn't like scary stuff, they wouldn't be watching.
Okay.
Where did you get that hammer?
Oh, it was just like in a drawer in your kitchen.
Weird, I didn't know I had that.
So that kind of comes into play later. The kind of doesn't seem like much of a moment now, but it actually has meaning. And that's just like a rubber hammer that we got at a Halloween store. It was Jamie Clark, our makeup artist, and I who went there. It was right after Halloween a few years ago, and they were having a sale to clear out all their Halloween stuff. So we went there and picked up a bunch of weapons that could possibly be used mainly for future Grotesque movies, but we ended up using some of them in this one. I think we had a crowbar and like a gigantic wrench and some other stuff that were just like look real, but they were made out of rubber. So that's what we used for this.
Not so big on safety, are ya?
This was your idea, Bailey.
I didn't say use a hammer.
Well, I guess I just wanted to up the stakes a bit. It's not like I was actually gonna bash your brains in, babe. Come on.
You better not, else I'll tell your mom on you.
Wait until my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been 4 days now, and nothing has happened. Maybe you can't use your own hair. Maybe it does have to be someone else's.
So the point here is that it did work with her own hair. It's just nothing had happened yet. She just didn't give it enough time. So she went and did it again with Cassie, and then just ended up cursing 2 different people in 2 different houses. So she could have just waited and, saved Cassie some hassle.
I'm not going to be a bad person like Genesis and break into someone's house and take their hair. I'll just ask nicely.
And I kind of like how she's accusing Genesis of being a bad person, but we find out in I'm Haunted 3 that Bailey isn't exactly a saint either.
Did ask Jesse, and he said no. But I do have someone else I can ask.
Are you filming me?
And here we have Laura Fuentes, who you might recognize from Grotesque 2. She was the one that got the exhaust pipe in the car shoved into her mouth. She's also, at the time I'm recording this, we're getting close to releasing I'm Haunted 4 and 5, and she was actually my co-director on those ones, so she ended up becoming a very important part of the I'm Haunted team.
Don't I have to sign what's it called, an NDA before I do this? Come on, baby.
Everyone, this is my friend Cassie.
So we filmed this at Jordy Cheeseman's old house. He was nice enough to let us film there. And as you will see eventually in part 5 that there's a little bit more of his house comes into play.
So, I wanted to ask you something.
Okay.
So you know how I've been working on that Genesis Brady thing in her haunted apartment?
Yeah.
This is one of those videos.
Oh, wow, I'm famous.
So, I wanted to ask if we could use your hair for one of the rituals.
What ritual?
Just the one that started the whole thing. You want to curse my house? You got a problem with that?
And it's funny too, is we're using the 2 of my phones as like I have my main phone and I have another one that I just use for filming stuff, and we're using both here, so we have 2 angles. And I was concerned that they look drastically different, and of course the sound is it is pretty bad. And I was worried that people would hate that. But it turns out people actually like it. People actually commented and have been telling me that they like how it looks bad, and they basically they don't want it to look more professional. Because I was concerned with, we should try to balance it out so the cameras look more even and the sound's more consistent. And people are like, no. People even liked all the, because I had some of the shots had kind of like a static sound in the background, and I was going to take that out, and people were like, no, leave that in. They like that. So I was like, okay, well, it makes my job easier. So I think it makes it seem, especially for found footage fans, the more found footage and real it seems, even if it means sacrificing some of the quality, I think they like that, because I think people are more interested in the story than just how polished the technical aspects could be. So in the future ones, I was like, you know what, if that's what people want, I'm gonna keep it like that. And it kind of makes sense that people just like the story, and that's kind of the more important part, and not just a lot of filmmakers just worry about like how good it looks, how good it sounds. And it's like, well, if your movie's boring, then who cares how good it looks? I just want people to kind of fall in love with the story, basically.
Yeah, kind of. But you're an atheist and huge skeptic. Yeah, but I don't want you doing that in my house. It's creepy. Cassie, you've said like a million times that Genesis Brady was full of shit. She probably is, but all those people still died. Well, not all of them. But most of them, right? Cassie.
I like that little that look that Bailey gives to the camera there. She's like, not all of them. Let's watch that again.
You wanna curse my house? You got a problem with that? Yeah, kind of. But you're an atheist and huge skeptic. Yeah, but I don't want you doing that in my house. It's creepy. Cassie, you've said like a million times that Genesis Brady was full of shit. She probably is, but all those people still died. Well, not all of them. But most of them, right? Cassie, you can't tell me it's bullshit and then be worried that it's true. Prove.
And this is a lot harder than it looks. Like, there was a lot of dialogue, especially for Danielle playing Bailey. Like, she just had pages and pages of dialogue at a time, and you can try to memorize it all you want, but when it comes time to act, like, it's hard to just do that much at once. And when you're doing like a quote-unquote normal movie, like say Grotesque, we shoot from different angles. So even if you don't do the entire thing in one go, as long as you do a little bit at a time, we're going to be cutting to close-ups and wide shots and all that, so it doesn't matter. Where for some of it like this, I kind of want more of it at one time with just one shot to make it seem more natural. Because if we keep cutting too much, it makes it seem less found footagey.
Prove yourself. I'm not worried it's true. Just what? I don't know. Come on, Cassie, please. Why do I feel like you're pressuring me?
So for a lot of the movie, we just stay on one camera angle, basically until one of the actors flubs their lines, and then I just cut at that point and switch to a different angle so we could have it go as long as possible, but there is still some cutting.
I'm not. Feels like it. I'll give you $50.
Sure.
I love how Cassie just completely ruins her life for $50. And if I remember correctly, I did have some reservations about whether or not Laura would let us cut her hair, especially if we had to do multiple takes. But it turns out that the very next day after this, she was getting her hair cut. So we were able to film this, and she wasn't concerned about her hair.
Cut too much. I, Cassie Tremblay, am...
And I'm pretty sure that this part, I can't remember why, but I think we had to film this on a different day. So we came back like weeks or months later or something to film this. And I think that's why the lighting on her face is drastically different.
doing this of my own free will. But if I die, please put Bailey Dawson in jail because she probably caused it.
You have issues, you know that, Bailey?
I swear to God, if my house gets haunted, I'm coming to live with you rent-free. Fine, I'll shut up. Just do it. obscurum, umbra, infernum, clamor, mortis ora, Seriously, Cass?
Yeah, even things just how, I think it's because it's dark, the camera kind of keeps going in and out of focus with the autofocus, and originally it was just bothering the hell out of me, but then it turns out people actually like it.
Mortis ora, ecalibus.
There we got one of Jordy's cats. I was surprised at how many people mention the cats whenever they talk about these movies. The cats always come up. They basically just lived in the house, and we let them do whatever they want. If they happen to walk through the shot, that's fine. It worked well in I'm Haunted 3. If I ever do a commentary on that one, I'll point it out. But there was stuff the cats did that actually works for the story, and they just happened to do that, and we kept it in. But here's, I can't remember this cat's name, but he's making a cameo appearance here. And unfortunately, this cat passed away, so that's quite sad, but at least he's been immortalized in the movie.
Sanguinium sacrificium, corpus palpitate, suboculus tenebri, inferno potentia, demonium invocat.
Now what?
Well, now we wait.
And we get drunk.
Yes. And we get drunk.
And recording.
So this part, I think in the script, it just said that she's making a funny face or something. I can't remember. Actually, I can't even remember if it was in the script. Maybe it was, or maybe we just came up with it. So I was like, Danielle, can you make a funny face? And then she did that. And I was like, yeah, it works. Kind of reminds me of Beetlejuice, that part where they're like making weird faces.
Wait, you're not posting that, are you?
Damn right I am. No.
I told the wine.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not in the script. I spilled the wine. Oh, that part there was just Danielle accidentally spilled the wine, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it in the movie.
Cassie went to bed and I'm drunk. Feels kind of weird in here. Maybe it's because of all we just did.
And again, this is a scene, pretty sure we shot it during the day. That's why you can see that daylight there. I can't remember, something happened. We didn't have enough garbage bags, or they kept falling down or something. So like little slivers of sunlight kept shining through. But it could just be, I don't know, maybe it's like a light in the room or something. Honestly, no one's ever pointed out all the things that I was concerned about. People either like or don't mention.
Maybe it's all in my head. Or the fact that now I'm all alone. It's kind of strange. But I kind of feel guilty for what we just did. Like I somehow led Cassie to be sacrificed. Seer? Is that you? Maybe he wants to talk. Seer, you want to talk? You there?
Stop knocking. I know it's you doing it.
And that's weird. Like, it kind of looks like someone's standing here. Looks like legs or something, but it's not. It's just some shadow of on the staircase.
Sorry. Okay, no Seer. I wonder if everything in Genesis' life happened because her life was in chaos. I mean, maybe she just subconsciously conjured everything up. By the way, don't get the impression that I drink a lot. This is my first time getting drunk this year. I'm not like Genesis, who was just drinking just so she could sleep.
Stop it, I'm trying to sleep.
I'm not doing anything! Don't need to be such a bitch, Cass. Okay, it's morning, and my car won't start. Beautiful start to the fucking day. Maybe it was Seer. He did steal Genesis' car and park it down the block.
You still filming?
Yeah, and something finally happened. My car won't start.
Okay, Bailey, I don't think a ghost did that.
Can you boost it?
Yeah, but I kind of gotta go pee. Is her door still open?
Yeah, for sure. Just be quiet. She's still sleeping.
So this is basically what gets Jesse haunted or possessed, because anyone that goes into a home that's haunted, here basically Sear attaches himself to them as well.
What? Wait a minute.
Of course, that's me standing there just because it's easier for me to do it than to hire another actor just to stand there. And originally, there was supposed to be no point in this. It's kind of like the first movie. There would just be weird people staring at her, and nothing really came of it. But in the next movie, I kind of realized that, hey, I'm standing out. You see me standing around in a few different scenes, so I may as well write myself into the story that I have some kind of meaning. I didn't honestly intend for me to be full on acting in the movie, which I am in part 5, but here, so it turns out I'm actually playing Holden, who's kind of mentioned later on. We never really get into what exactly his point is, but he's from some other dimension or from the future or something, and he's battling Sear in some kind of way that we never find out. We don't know what his whole story is, but he's playing some kind of role in the background, and we never figure out what it is. I just find movies tend to explain way too much, and I find it's interesting that there's stuff you don't want to know. Like, I want people to want to know more about it without just having to explain every last detail where everything ties together. So there's little storylines and threads that are either not explained or you don't know where they go. So basically, Holden's doing something and he's a good guy, but you just don't know exactly what.
Who's that?
And basically, just for a cue, I had Danielle. She was filming me, and I just told her to wave, and that's my cue to walk away.
Nobody, I guess. That's my daughter Amy's room. She moved in with her dad in Calgary. I don't see her much anymore. I miss her, though. Right. There is no water. I definitely need a shower before work. I'll have to call the landlord and see if they can fix it.
So here we got Jordy Cheeseman, who's a wonderful actor here in Edmonton. He's done a lot to help us, and he was nice enough to play this role here as the handyman, who ends up becoming a lot more than just a handyman.
Oh, no cameras, please.
Oh, sorry. Thank goodness we have water again. Man. So I have about 32 minutes to shower, get ready for work, and be on my way. All right. Do you guys remember when that hand reached out and grabbed Genesis in the shower?
And my shower curtain there, if we can back it up. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's a Legend of Sleepy Hollow shower curtain. It's got the headless horseman. He's like holding a pumpkin or something, but you can't see it there because it's all folded up.
All right. Do you guys remember when that hand reached out and grabbed Genesis in the shower?
There we have Elena Lebnikova, she was in the first Grotesque. She was one of like the good guys, one of Mildred's co-workers. And she was also in part 2. She was the one that Mildred drowns in the lake. And she also played the main character in the Ezra and Gore Girl horror anthology. And this restaurant here, it's like a bar on the north side of Edmonton. They were really kind to let us film in there while they weren't open. And it was a guy named Curtis DeGiorgio, who, what was he in? Oh, he was in Grotesque 2, the part where Mildred kills the bass player with a guitar string. He was the guy playing drums in that scene. So we met him, and he was in that movie. And then we were looking for a bar, and he said that he worked here as a cook. So he asked the owners, and they allowed us to film in there.
This is where I work. That's my boss. I'm not sure that she wants people to know the name of the restaurant, but...
So I think I just told Elena, like, just look like you're doing stuff back there.
If you live in Edmonton, you might recognize it. Nothing strange has happened yet. I messaged Cassie to see if anything has happened to her. Still waiting for her to answer back. I think I'll give it till probably tomorrow night, and if nothing strange has happened, we'll just wrap it up.
And it's kind of one of the choices you have to make as like because I'm basically writer, director, and editor here, is that in reality, like if she made all these videos and you had all the completed videos, you could just skip all this and get right to the best stuff. But all of a sudden, then you kind of lose part of the narrative. You lose part of the story. So these things with her saying like nothing's happened, maybe it won't. Like really, you could just cut that out and then just string together all the scary parts. But then you wouldn't have a movie. You would just have like a series of scenes. Whereas I want to tell the story where it's like, oh, it looks like it's not going to happen. So, which is kind of weird because in this story, basically, like me, Brandon Rhiness, is like I'm playing a character. So I'm the one editing these videos. And we even kind of mention it later that, they either sold or somehow gave me the footage. And then I edited it into a movie to release on Higher Universe. So it's always hard to know what to include because I don't want it to get boring. And there were times like I cut a lot out of the first I'm Haunted, and a lot of it was just the parts with Elizabeth talking. And I was like, oh, obviously the parts with more action and more people and just more things happening I thought would be more exciting. But then people were like, no, we like all the parts of just her talking. You should have had more of that. So I was like, well, crap. So it's hard to predict like what people want because you figured they just want more excitement and more drama, more tension. But apparently that's not the case. So I try to balance it out with just parts of the character's thoughts along with some other stuff. And people keep watching them and people seem to like them. So I must be doing it right to some degree.
And we'll finally have an answer as to whether or not Genesis Brady was faking it or not. Can you guys hear that?
Well, you see that that black thing in the corner there, that's actually my the curtains in my room. For some reason, like these walls are concrete. They're like super tough and nothing will stick to them. So when I moved in, I was trying to hang the curtain rod over my window, but absolutely you can't drill into it. Like I tried drilling into it and it just like the wall is so tough. And I tried using like sticky tack and other stuff, and basically there's no way to hang the curtains. The only way is just like the middle bar on the windows that goes up and down. I just kind of balance it on there, so it just like hangs up. You might even see it at some parts in here. But there's other times if I want to take it down, like I can't open and close the drapes because as soon as you move them, the bar just comes tumbling down. So we would sometimes just take it off and then I'd put it in the corner there. And honestly, this is probably a mistake. We probably just forgot it there for some of the scenes because we had the window covered with black trash bags, and then we would just be careful not to show the window. But basically, that's just a long-winded explanation of why my curtains are wrapped up in the corner there.
Sounds like somebody's whispering.
And if you look back here,
Whispering.
yeah, right there we got another fan. So this is my workstation where I do all my editing and stuff. And I have another fan there. I got one by the bed and one here. So that while I'm sleeping or while I'm editing, working on the computer, I have a fan blowing directly in my face pretty much all the time. And then if I work in my dining room where I have another desk set up where I do a lot of my writing, I have the big overhead fan going. So I just I just love having cool air blowing on me. It's really hard to concentrate when it's super hot out, especially during the summer.
Where is it coming from?
And we had to be careful here a lot too because we had a lot of stuff around the house depending on where we were filming. We just had like Danielle's bags and props and other things we were using, or if there was more people in the scene, we just have like shoes and coats and everything laying around. So sometimes it got to be, because we're filming so quickly, normally like for a normal movie we just move everything to the bedroom while we shot in the living room and vice versa. But when we're walking around the multiple rooms, there was nowhere to put anything, so we'd kind of just leave it on the floor, and then I would just tell Danielle, when you're walking around with the camera, just make sure you don't film the ground or get any of the stuff in the shot.
Weird.
There's just some simple stuff where it looks like a ghost is bumping the camera or something. Of course, that was just me sitting there moving it. And then I opened the door a little bit.
I just got to work. My boss said that somebody called for me. On the other end, there was just heavy breathing. So, yeah. Hoping I don't have a stalker. Still no word from Cassie or Jesse. I tried calling both of them, no answer. And neither have been online since yesterday.
So yeah, I remember this part here. In a second here, we see the door back there slam. And it was kind of hard to not make it look like it was staged. Like she's framing herself in such a way to show that door. Because just the way she's sitting here with her head like on the armrest there, but at the very edge, like it just kind of, I was worried it was going to look unnatural, but no one's ever mentioned it, and it's like once you see it on camera, it doesn't look as weird as it did in real life.
Not too unusual or alarming, but given the circumstances, yeah. What was that? Did you do that, Seer? The window's open. Must have blown the door shut. Give me a freaking heart attack.
Yeah, so this part here, there's me standing back there in the white shirt. And what's weird is this guy here, he's not one of our actors. And like you can't recognize him or see his face or anything. So it's not like he can sue us or anything. But that guy just happened to be standing there like frozen. I think he was like on his phone, but it looks like he's just standing there frozen. And it was the weirdest thing. And of course, Danielle and I discussed the scene. I kind of told her what to do. And then I took the elevator down, walked around the building, went and stood there while she was out looking out the window. And while I was standing there, I just saw that guy just like frozen in place. And I was like, oh my God, this would be so perfect because it looks kind of creepy and weird. So I was hoping that I couldn't talk to her because I was too far away, but I was hoping she would, I was like, start filming so we can get this guy in there. And then she gave me the wave or the signal or whatever. And then I think it's Eureka that's down those stairs there, and she comes up and joins me, and we walk away. But it's just so weird that, like, I don't know, how often do you see some guy just standing in that position, like, frozen for that long?
Is that guy staring at me? Is he taking a photo of me?
Yeah, it's so bizarre. And he wasn't, like, it looks like he might be looking at me, but he wasn't. He's just, like, standing there.
Oh. No, okay. Who's paranoid? Is this all happening, or is it just coincidence? The same thing happened to Genesis Brady. Door slamming, creepy guy staring at her, her friends acting strangely.
So I think you could see me. Let's see if I can pause it. Yeah, right there you kind of see the outline of me. And it kind of relates to later when she's in the hotel room and you could just see me kind of standing. Well, it's not supposed to be me. It's supposed to be a ghost standing there. But this is just like a very brief glimpse that no one's pointed this out. So I don't know if anyone's even noticed this. pretty quick.
I'm kind of scared to go to bed. All right, it's 3:30 in the morning and I really need some sleep. So I'm gonna film the apartment again and let's hope things don't escalate.
I think that sound, I think it was just some sound effect that I found online and put in there. Some sound effects I just find online, just some like free sound effects. Other ones I record myself. It's not like I don't normally do sound professionally, so I'm probably not the best at it. But for the I'm Haunted series, I kind of just do everything myself. Because it makes sense that it's not up to like absolute professional standards, so as long as it's pretty good. And I think, it actually worked fairly well. A lot of the sound effects actually work, and I get some compliments on them, so I guess I'm pretty good at them on an amateur level. Yeah, see, I think that there is just me humming or something.
I finally heard back from Jesse, and his brother hadn't heard from him either. But a few minutes ago, Jesse did text me. And this is what he said. He said, "Sorry, Bailey. I wasn't around because my brother died." The brother I had just talked to. So when I told him that, he retracted and panicked and said, "Sorry, my grandpa died." How is that even possible? Both of his grandfathers were dead before I even met him. So I confronted him about that too. And I still haven't heard back. My boss said the police called this morning asking for me. Or at least someone pretending to be the police.
When are you back?
I still got like 5 more minutes.
That was me saying when you'd be back. It's just supposed to be one of her coworkers or something.
So this is the best part about working here. The break garden.
Yeah, this was nice. This little area here that was owned by the bar. It's like a little outside area. It was, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, we're definitely filming something here.
So pretty. When the police called, my boss hung up on them. I do think she's getting really pissed off at me for all this. But it's not my fault. This kind of thing happened to Genesis Brady too. I finally got a reply from Cassie. I messaged her again, asking her why she was ignoring me. Her reply was, "Leave me alone." Something is definitely going on. Why do I feel so on edge right now? The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up.
And we got that lawnmower in the background, which makes sense. It's a found footage movie. It's the summer. Someone's out mowing their lawn. It's fine. We've actually run into that quite a few times where we're like for other movies where it's not found footage and it is a problem. And it's like, oh, you're trying to film, outside someone's house or whatever, and someone's mowing their lawn. And it's like, well, what are you going to do? You can't stop someone from doing that. I remember one time, can't remember what movie it was, but we just got one of our like female ADs or something. We're like, can you just go over there and ask him really nicely if he could turn his lawnmower off for an hour while we film? So she went and he did it, which was nice. But if he had said no, there's not much we could do about it. But for this, it kind of adds to the scene. It just makes it seem more real.
Okay. No Jesse. Wave to the people, Amy.
And so this is Liz, who is Danielle's real-life daughter, who was nice enough to be in our movie. I think Danielle brought it up that Liz was a young horror fan, and she was interested in doing this kind of stuff. And she's a creative person on her own. She does drawings and writes stories and that type of stuff. So I figured out a way to work her into the movie. And as you'll see, she's also in part 3, and she comes back in part 5. And just in that span of a few years, she has grown a lot. She's definitely aged. So, yeah, she did a wonderful job of playing Amy in this.
Everyone, this is my angel Amy.
And I can't remember why for this. Like, I had to zoom in on her face. I had to blow the picture up by like 300% for some reason. Sometimes there's something in the shot that's not supposed to be there, so I have to crop it out somehow. But I can't remember why, but I had to zoom in a lot here.
She lives in Calgary with her dad.
Is this about the ghost lady?
How did you guess that?
Well, you talk.
And this here, the Amy's house is supposed to be in Calgary. We actually filmed this in my parents' basement, which was the same basement seen in the Ezra and Goral Girl horror anthology. We just we don't see this room in there. It's also Julie Whalen's room. She plays Raquel in Horror Show, the heavy metal girl. This is her bedroom. It's just you only see a tiny piece of it.
Talk about her a lot.
Oh, no. It's more just a video about my life.
Oh, Grandma and Grandpa came over yesterday.
Oh, yeah? How are they?
Grandpa took me to the zoo.
Grandma didn't go with?
No, she was tired. Who's behind you?
No one's here.
I thought I saw someone behind you.
No one's here. I don't see anyone.
Oh.
Okay, so my crazy kid is trying to scare me. I watched the video back and there was nobody behind me. Oh, Brad. Good morning. Bit of a plot twist here. I just got a text from Jesse asking what I was doing at his house in the middle of the night. I told him I wasn't there.
So it's kind of an ongoing theme we see through the other I'm Haunted movies is that people are getting accused of being places where they think they were not. It's kind of hinting that they're doing things outside of their own will. So maybe she was at Jesse's house last night doing something. It's either that or she has a doppelganger, because it's never really explained, and I don't know if I even really have an explanation for exactly how it works. But it seems like once you become possessed, you basically immediately get a double version of yourself, like a doppelganger, and it's out there kind of doing stuff of its own will. So it was either Bailey kind of half possessed going to Jesse's house, or it was her doppelganger.
There in the middle of the night. I had stopped by around 7 p.m., but he didn't answer the door. He then told me that I was at his house at 2 in the morning and ran off when he opened the door. I'm starting to think that maybe when he went inside Cassie's house, he got infected with something. But I was also inside Cassie's house and I seemed to be fine. Well, I have the day off. So I think I'll head over there if I don't hear from him soon. That's him. I was driving to his house and he walked past. I honked, but he didn't even look at me. I'm gonna turn around and follow him. Where the fuck is he going?
That was that guy we just very briefly saw there. It was actually Sam Au, who's one of our crew, one of our main crew. He played the boss in Genesis's boss at the office in the first I'm Haunted movie. So I was gonna give him a cameo in this, but then after we filmed it, I kind of realized that it didn't make sense for him to be there. So I ended up cutting him out, but just the fact that he came out to do it, I was like, well, I should at least have him in the movie. So I cut it where you see somebody there, but you don't actually see who it is.
Where the fuck is he going?
It's just so quick.
Jesse!
And this area here will come back into play in I'm Haunted 3 and again in Part 5. It seems like there's something about this area where the characters go more than once.
Jesse!
And there we have, that's on the left there, that's Jamie Clark, our makeup artist, and on the right is Eureka Aragon. Right now it just looks like they're just two people there, but they're actually important to the story, or at least especially Eureka on the right. She plays Shay Cruz, who's the woman whose body Bailey finds coming up, and it turns out she was murdered by Chase Bakari. So it's kind of a big part of the story, but we only catch a very quick glimpse of her here.
Where the fuck is he going? I called his name. He never even looked back. This is fucking weird.
And this area here, it's near Rainbow Valley in Edmonton. There's like a campground like right next to this, and there's like a ski hill there too that operates during the winter. It's in the river valley, so basically we have this like gigantic forest with all this awesome stuff in it, like that basically cuts right through the middle of the city. It's pretty massive, and it's a lot of great shooting areas. But it's hard to find somewhere that works for our purposes, and there's also not a lot of people around, because some parts of it there's just people everywhere, and especially during the middle of the day. So it was years ago, I think it was while we were shooting the Man in the Box, that short film that we made. It was like 2017 or 2016. We found this area, and it worked well for what we wanted to do, and we've stuck with it ever since. There's also a matter, like some of the areas, especially if you're shooting at night, there's security patrols, and there's been a couple places we were shooting at because I think it closes at like 11. You're not supposed to be there, and we've had security come and give us the boot. And this place, it seems like they don't patrol it, so we've been using this for like multiple projects, like the Getch we shot here. We just filmed something there the other day, and of course, like in several episodes of this, and even when we want different wooded areas, we'll usually just kind of go to the same area. It's like near the same parking lot. We'll just walk to a different area around there.
I don't like this. What the hell is he doing? What in the actual fuck?
So here we have Cassie, Jesse, and the handyman from her building who are talking. And it's unclear because all of them have been either in Bailey's house or in Cassie's house. And so they're all haunted. So it's unclear if this is them or it's more likely they're doppelgangers at this point.
That's Cassie and the fucking guy from my building who fixed my water.
So they're just conspiring about something.
This is so fucked up. Should I go over there and confront them?
I think the mosquitoes were really bad that day too, especially just walking around in the grass like that.
I can't think of a single logical reason for them to be meeting out here. What could they even be talking about? I guess I'm the common denominator. But why come out here?
In this scene right here, the day we were shooting it, I helped Danielle film. She was like auditioning for some modeling gig, and she had to like film this video or something of her getting into the car. So we did that first when we showed up in the morning. She showed up in the morning, and we filmed that video for her. And then right after that, she changed and then changed her makeup or hair or whatever. And then we filmed this right on the same street.
Jesse and Cass live like 5 minutes away from each other. And how does the handyman fit into all this? I can't take this anymore. I'm heading to Jesse's house to get some answers.
I don't know what the fuck
Yeah, we filmed this in my parents' basement too.
you're talking about. Like, I've literally been here all day. Like, I haven't talked to anyone.
Are you fucking kidding me? It was half an hour ago, and I've got it on video.
Oh, really? Okay, show me.
See? That's Cassie, and the fucking guy from my building who fixed my water.
This isn't me.
Yes, it is. You're even wearing the same clothes. You've been acting weird lately, and it's freaking me out. Should I go over there?
Okay, what do you mean?
First, ignoring me, and then telling me your brother died, and then your grandfather? Really?
I never said any of that.
You did! Look! See?
Okay, I didn't write this. Are you fucking with me right now?
You're the one fucking with me. You can't tell me it wasn't you with Cassie and that other guy out there. It was.
Okay, stop filming me.
What were you guys talking about?
I didn't talk with anyone. Ask Cassie. Maybe she knows.
This is insane. Is this really happening? Is Seer fucking with me? I messaged Cassie and it's her. Cassie?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I saw you, Jesse, and the handyman from my apartment in the River Valley talking. And don't say it wasn't you. I have you on video.
Is this a joke?
No joke.
I haven't left my house all day except once to pick up a package. I was only gone.
I have you on video.
Okay, then send me the video. I want to see it.
Fine. I will. Just give me a sec. I'll call you back. Right. Sent. Let's see what she says.
There we have Kelly Krause as the weird homeless guy here. I kind of wrote in some of these parts that it may or may not have anything to do with the story. Like, it's like maybe he's under the influence of Seer, but he could also just be some weird guy. So I think it's part of the paranoia that would come in being in a situation like that, is that like any interaction you have with anyone, all of a sudden everyone's suspicious and you don't know like what's part of the haunting and what's unrelated.
No! Go.
And Kelly, of course, he played the goon in Grotesque 1 and 2, the guy that was the big guy that was the enforcer for the Delmont the bookie, the guy that Dr. Wash owed money to.
Oh, wait, I'll call the cops. What the fuck?
Jesus. That's what Cassie says. She says, lying fucking bitch. Cassie's denying it was her in the video. Anyone watching this must know I didn't fake it. I wouldn't even know how, even if I tried. Now I feel bad for doubting Genesis. It must suck not having anyone believe you. Who the fuck is that? What the hell? The window's closed this time. I'm gonna follow that guy. Is that guy gonna come attack me like that guy did with Genesis Brady? Where the fuck did he go?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
That's Marvin Lickness there. Let's back it up a second.
Is that guy gonna come attack me like that guy did with Genesis Brady? Where the fuck did he go?
Yeah, Marvin is he's an actor here in Edmonton, but he's big into like cameras and drones and drone cameras. He filmed a lot of the drone shots for like Grotesque and Grotesque 2, and he does like he'll go and film like bands and stuff because he has like 3D cameras, so he'll just like set up cameras all around and does all this cool tech stuff like that. So he's a great guy to hire if you're looking for that kind of stuff, and he likes acting on the side too. So we gave him what at this point here was a very minor role. It was just someone that Bailey bumps into, but after remembering that he played this part, I decided to expand his storyline a bit and give him a part in I'm Haunted 5, which I'm sure you'll see very soon.
So sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Thanks. Well, that was embarrassing. I called my friend Nathan over to keep me company. I didn't give him any details though. I don't want to freak him out. I guess this is all my fault. I brought it on myself. Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to the awesomest guy in the history of the world. This is my
Gavin Bartlett there on the right, who he plays Guy in Grotesque 2. He plays the guy who gets the the flames shot in his face from the spray can in the cabin.
My friend Nathan. Say hi to my viewers, Nathan.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, he was Gavin was a great addition to the team. If I remember correctly, we hired him because in order to film at the campground for Grotesque 2, since there was a lake there and there was stuff in the water, we needed someone on the cast who was a lifeguard. We needed a lifeguard there. So we looked around and we found an actor who had their lifeguard like designation, their license or whatever. So we're like, oh, instead of hiring someone like a separate lifeguard, if we hire an actor who's also a lifeguard, we kind of get 2 for 1. So we hired him to play that character, and he was just interested in everything we were doing. So he asked if he could just kind of like hang out and help out on set. So he ended up just kind of coming on as a crew member, and he's been with us ever since. And he's a great addition to our team.
So anyway, I broke down and told Nathan the entire story, and well, he was more than willing to believe me. Weren't you, Nathan?
Of course. I mean, I'll have to see it for myself, and we can decide together if it's paranormal or not. But I choose to believe Bailey because she's an honest person. Has never lied to me before.
See, people? Nathan's a true friend. He's willing to believe people's crazy stories.
Nothing's too crazy for me.
Nathan and I met when we were working at Pepper's. Guess you could say
Yeah, Peppers is a name of a bar. I didn't actually work for the bar, but I used to do video camera work, and I would videotape like just local hockey games. And then this bar, Peppers, that was in the mall right next to the ice rink, the bar would basically pay me to film the game so they could play in the bar, because it would give the players, once they got off the ice, they'd want to go drink in the bar, and then they could watch the game they just played on the big TV, and they would stick around longer, and the bar would make money. So I did that for a few years, and it was quite successful at it. And of course, I got to know all the staff at the bar, and it became kind of my local hangout too. So it's since closed down, but I figured I would just name drop them there.
we didn't get along at first.
Would you say we hated each other?
You hated me?
No. I thought you hated me, though.
I didn't hate you. I did think you were a conceited jerk, though.
Yeah? Well, what do you know? You think your house is haunted.
That's fair. That's fair. So, Nathan, tell my viewers something interesting about yourself.
I can juggle.
Seriously? I did not know that.
You never asked.
Juggle for me, then.
Give me something to juggle.
If I remember, I think was it for this movie? I remember we had things to juggle. I think someone actually brought like rolling pins and other things to juggle. I can't remember if that was for this movie or not. But we ended up, whoever was supposed to juggle in whatever movie that was, ended up not happening.
There's someone here again.
And of course, they're watching the I'm Haunted DVD on the television there.
Hold on. I'll check.
Who is it?
Some guy.
It's a different guy than last time.
Let's see what he wants.
No! Are you crazy? Don't open it.
We need to know what's going on, or this will keep happening.
Okay, hold on. Oh, perfect. Okay.
And of course, there's Tom Antony, who most people would recognize as Dr. Wash.
Whoa. Hold it, buddy. You're not coming in.
And that, let's back it up. Gavin just holding out his hand like that to block him. I got that idea because my dad was telling a story about, like, years ago, I think when I was a baby. We lived in Ontario, and apparently some drunk guy somehow came to the wrong house. He was at a neighbor's house, and I guess he went to left the neighbor's house, went to his like truck or whatever to grab beer, and then he went back to the wrong house because he was drunk. So my dad said there was a knock at the door. He opened the door, and there was some drunk guy there holding a case of beer, and the guy wasn't paying attention. He stepped into the house, and my dad's like, I just put my hand out and right on his chest and stopped them. And I was like, what are you doing? And the guy looked up, and all of a sudden he's like, oh shit, like, where am I? And he's like, oh, I'm at the wrong house. So ever just that minor story, I was thinking about that. So when Kevin here walks in, I told Gavin, I'm like, hey, do that. Just put your hand out and be like, whoa, buddy, what are you doing?
Whoa, hold it, buddy. You're not coming in.
Who are you?
What? What are you doing here? What do you want? Hey!
Maybe we should call the cops?
Buddy, you can't just walk into someone's house. You don't know if he has a gun.
A gun? Buddy, who are you? What are you doing here? Who am I? Yeah, what's your name? Kevin. Okay, Kevin.
And Kevin, his name's mentioned again throughout the series, and he makes an appearance in part 5 that you should stay tuned for.
What do you want?
Whoa, what's going on?
You could see everyone's shoes there in the background. It was kind of a mistake that things like that. We were just going so fast, and sometimes we'd forget things like that.
Hey, whoa. Relax, man. We're not gonna hurt you.
And I remember we had to do that several times to get we wanted the camera to fall over, and we had to do it a few times to get it to work.
Whoa, what's going on? Hey, whoa.
We just told Tom, it's like when you stand up, try to just like be more violent with the couch. Just shake the couch a little bit with your arms as you get up, just to make the tripod fall over.
Relax, man. We're not gonna hurt you.
Where am I?
You're in my apartment.
How did I get here?
You knocked on the door and we let you in. Don't worry, we're not gonna hurt you, as long as you don't hurt us.
I don't remember anything. I was at home. Now I'm here. What's going on?
Do you know Genesis Brady?
The internet girl? The haunted one?
Yeah.
Why?
Just wondering.
So I guess that leaves it up to there's question of whether or not he actually knows her, because him saying why, it could be like he doesn't know her, or it could just be he's like, why are you asking?
Can I go now?
Yeah, of course. We're not keeping you here.
What the fuck?
That was weird.
Yeah.
Do you mind staying over tonight?
Of course.
Well, that was an exciting night. At least I have something interesting to add to this video now. I'm really glad Nathan's sleeping over, or else I definitely would not be sleeping tonight. Okay, it's 4:17 in the morning, and I heard knocking. Maybe it's Seer trying to type out a message. See? There it is.
Really? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's morning. The knocking finally stopped. I got some sleep, but I found this. Yeah. Nathan is gone. And he left the door unlocked. Anybody would have come in here and murdered me. Why didn't you wake me up? What is that?
I think that's just some another random sound effect I found online. Hard to see her, but that's Paige Hounsome. She was Gore Girl in the Ezra and Gore Girl horror anthology, and she was also in Grotesque. She was the one during the montage where she looks over the bed and gets her throat cut, and Mildred's like under the bed. That's her.
Huh. What the hell? Drink me? hell no.
So these, I'm not sure where Danielle got them, but there was 4 of these, and they had those little flower things in, whatever they are. They're just little tiny jars. They actually looked really cool, and then she made the drink me signs on them. And I remember there was just a big ordeal we had to go through because it was a very important prop. And there was the scene you'll see later on where you see them in the background of at Jordy's house when they find the bodies. And I think we filmed that first, but we forgot them there. And then I couldn't find them and I was freaking out. And then finally we realized what happened, so I had to drive to Jordy's and get them. And I'm pretty sure we filled it up with Mountain Dew. And then I just left it for a while, but then the color turned weird. And it was also in a different color. And I was like, oh, shit. But then the color turned back to normal after a while. It was the weirdest thing, but I remember just dealing with these stupid vials just ended up becoming a big hassle that we had to live through.
My first thought is that Cassie left this. I mean, it looks like her handwriting, but I can't say for sure. I called the landlord about why that guy was hanging out with Jesse and Cass. The woman on the phone said that the guy quit. He quit the day he fixed my water.
I couldn't take it anymore. I'm at Cassie's house. That was weird, right?
So that's actually Danielle breaking character there, but I kept it in the movie because I was kind of wondering, because I was sitting in the passenger seat, like right next to her as she was filming, and there was occasional cars would drive by, and every car that drove by would like slow down, and I was like, what the hell's their problem? I thought it was because they saw someone filming themselves and they're like, oh, what are they doing? To see what's going on. But it's like, I don't see why it'd be that big of a deal that everyone would be so interested about someone filming themselves in a car. And it wasn't until we got out and it's like, oh, there's a big speed bump right next to the car, so they're all slowing down to hit the speed bump. But I'm pretty sure that this was probably like the second or third car that did that. So as we were filming, Danielle was probably like thinking the same thing I was, like, why are all these cars stopping? So she's like, that's weird, right? But that's actually her breaking character. But I was like, you know what? It seems all people see watching this is a car slowing down, so it kind of fits the story. Let's watch it again.
I couldn't take it anymore. I'm at Cassie's house. That was weird, right? He lives here. I'm going to figure out what's going on. I want answers. I'm not leaving until I have them.
Cassie? I have a bad feeling about this. Something's definitely in the air. Cassie?
So yeah, if you look in the background there, you can see those vials on the table. And it kind of worked out well. There was a lot of very hot days out, hot sunny days. But this day here, when we were filming this kind of sad scene, it was very cloudy out.
Hey again. It's been a few months since my friends passed. The police think it must have been some sort of suicide pact between the 4 of them. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, Cassie and Jesse knew each other, but I don't think they'd ever met Nathan. And they definitely didn't know the handyman. I didn't notice till later that the same vial that I found in front of my door were at the scene of the crime. So they obviously tried to poison me. Seer, if this was your attempt at isolating me by killing all of my loved ones, fucking well played. Everyone in Genesis's life died, and now it's happening to me. That's a really big coincidence. Whether or not it's an evil force at work, I can't say for sure.
I think there was the whole point of her eating this little cup of pudding. We were just trying to figure out things for her to be doing instead of just always sitting there talking. It's like, well, maybe you should be doing something. But it's like, well, what would you be doing while you were talking? So I think Danielle just had this for like her lunch or something. And she's like, how about I'm eating this? It's like, yeah, it works for me.
Maybe I just don't want to admit the truth because then I would have to deal with the guilt of having caused it. All the people affected were either at mine or Cassie's house after I did the ritual. Maybe it's best I just don't have any visitors for a while.
For fuck's sakes, now Cassie's mom is harassing me? I mean, she never liked me. She always thought I was a bad influence on Cassie, but in actuality, it was the other way around. The first time we got drunk, Cassie convinced these older boys to buy us alcohol. The first time we got high, Cassie found us weed. Same as when we did mushrooms. It was always Cassie's idea to do these things. And yet, to her mom, I was always the devil. I just got a text from Cassie's mom. Tina's her name, by the way. She said that she's outside my house and can see me from the window. I'm not sure if she's just trying to scare me or not, but I'm out here looking for her. I feel bad for making fun of Genesis for having a life full of chaos. I kind of get it now. It's not a great time. So my boss told me that Tina called the bar and started trash talking me, telling my boss that I was crazy and psychotic. Yeah, I'm the crazy one.
Oh yeah, that's Curtis Giorgio there, standing on my balcony. He's the drummer from Grotesque 2. It's kind of like we gave him this, in exchange. He helped to hook us up with that bar to film in, so we gave him a small role of just being some guy standing on the balcony.
Some guy standing on my balcony. Who the fuck is that? I'm calling the cops. The police just left. They searched the apartment. They searched the building. No sign of the guy. My door was locked. And there's no sign of a break-in. So who knows how he got in. I called my landlord and told them what happened. They'll come tomorrow and change the locks. There's no way I'm sleeping here until they do that, or until the police catch the guy. I booked myself a hotel room. Kind of a one-person mini vacation. This is my hotel. Ooh, cute.
Yeah, we just booked this hotel just to film this scene. I found it's much easier to, when you're doing a found footage movie where there's no crew, it's just, us with a phone, because then no one notices what you're doing, because we've been kind of ripped off twice now filming at like cheap motels. When you're doing an actual movie where you have like gear and stuff where it's hard to hide. It's happened twice. Once when we were filming the Motel 13 trailer, and once when we were doing the hooker scene in Grotesque 2, where we've booked the hotel, paid for it, show up, and then they find out that we're doing a movie, and all of a sudden they want more money, and then we end up arguing with them, and they're like, basically take it or leave it. So we have to give them, more money to film there, and it just like really pisses me off. So I kind of like it doing these found footage movies that they don't ask questions and they don't see you loading in a whole bunch of gear or coming in and out with people. So it's easier to avoid that kind of thing.
It's kind of sad what my life has come to.
The knocking started again. See? I think it's trying to talk to me. Can you have a conversation and answer my questions?
The knocking started again. Are you ready to talk? Great. Do you have a name? Can you communicate over text on a phone? Yeah, right. That would have been too easy. Are you going to hurt me? Well, that's good.
So I think if I'm remembering the story correctly, it's been a while since I watched these, and it's hard to remember exactly what I had written. But I think this conversation is with Holden, not Sear. She later comes to think that Sear tricks her into thinking that they're the same person. But this is actually, she's talking with Holden, who is a good entity. So I guess Holden can sometimes manifest himself physically in the world, but other times he just communicates with her through knocking from his own dimension.
Are you the same entity that was in my house? Did you send those weird people to my house? Okay. Well, am I safe to go home tomorrow? Are you sure? If you're trying to tell me something, I'm not counting the knocks. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. Somehow, it feels different. I don't think it's Sear. It definitely feels different than what Genesis was dealing with. Is that a person standing there?
So yeah, we spent quite a while trying to perfect this without making it too obvious. Because, if I was standing there, it was too obvious that there's someone there. But if I was back too far, you couldn't see me. So we finally decided just to have me stand there with my head turned away. And then when Danielle gave me the cue, I just turned my head forward. So also you could definitely tell that there's movement and it's the outline of a human face. And then as soon as I did that, I ducked. I just backed up and ducked into the bathroom and hid behind the door so that when Danielle came out, you couldn't see me.
Hey! Hey, you! Oh, shit. What the hell?
So I think that's left a bit ambiguous as to whether or not that was Holden or Sear or just some other entity, the ghost or whatever she was seeing. I mean, technically it's me, so it's supposed to be Holden. Kind of has the same body shape, but I didn't really plan it that way. It was just kind of some scary thing that happened and may or may not be tied into the rest of the story.
There's no one here. It's nearly checkout time. I should probably head home and get a handle on the craziness that is my life.
I remember that hotel, Danielle was staying overnight, so I was like, well, instead of letting the hotel go to waste, you may as well just stay over, spend the night there in the hotel. And then the next day we were filming, and it wasn't until later in the afternoon where I was like, oh shit, I never checked out of the hotel. I was worried that they were going to charge me for a second night, but luckily they didn't.
What is...
I'm pretty sure Danielle wrote this. Usually we get Elena to do our writing because she's good at doing those kind of props, but I think Danielle wrote this letter. I wrote the words to it, but she just wrote it. It's her handwriting, I think.
What the fuck? It's from Tina, Cassie's mom. Dearest Bailey, I know who you really are. I know what you've done. You may be able to hide it from the rest of the world, but you can't hide it from me. You infected my daughter's life ever since you two met. You corrupted her with your evil ways, and for that you will die. I wouldn't kill you myself because I would show you some level of mercy you don't deserve. Your death will be slow and painful. Your death will only be the beginning of your torment. You have an eternity in hell to look forward to, and I will be looking down on you, laughing. With your eternal punishment, Cassie will finally have her revenge. This is fucking nuts. Cassie's mom is out of her fucking mind. Get away from me, you crazy bitch!
Stop filming me!
That's Jamie Hill there playing Cassie's mom. Jamie Hill, of course, is probably most famous for playing the mom in Skinamarink, and she was also can't remember her character's name in Nina in the first Grotesque movie. She was the one that gets drowned in the toilet, and she was also in Grotesque 2. She gets stabbed with the what do you call it, the fork thing you use for cooking hot dogs on.
Get the fuck out of here, I'll call the cops.
Which is weird because in that scene in Grotesque 2 where she gets stabbed, she's with Laura Fuentes, who plays Cassie, her daughter, in this movie. That was that just a coincidence. And that vehicle right there was Jamie's. Her mom plays Craiga, who was the old lady that attacked Genesis at the end of the first time Haunted. Her mom's like sitting in the car right there, but you can't see because of the tint on the windows.
What the fuck was that? Luckily, my boss Elena was here and watching the whole thing and corroborated my story. I hope they find her soon. Lock her up, shoot her, I don't care. Just get her away from me. Okay. No crazy intruders. No letters to be found. I guess I'm safe for now. Which is good, because I want some time to talk to my new friend. We have some shit to work out.
Remember in the hotel room when the knocking started and I didn't have a way to count the knocks? Well, I went back and rewatched the video. I counted the knocks. They said love, which is interesting.
Feels weird in here. Almost like a presence. Genesis did say she felt like somebody was watching her, which makes sense. It's kind of what it feels like here.
I think originally we had something planned. I can't remember if we filmed it. I remember we filmed something, but it was supposed to be like the entity kind of attacked her and like grabbed her by the hair or something. And we just couldn't figure out a way to do the effects for that like easily and quickly and cheaply. So we just ended up cutting it.
I think I'm just gonna lay here, and if I sleep, great. If not, so be it. It's morning, the sun is up. I haven't slept at all. Luckily, I have the day off.
Jamie has to do lots of running in this video, or in this movie.
God damn it. Fucking bitch was waiting for me outside the gas station. Like, how'd she even know I'd be there? Okay, it's 4 a.m. No wonder Genesis would stay up all night talking to her entity. It takes forever. We did the whole A is 1 knock, B is 2 thing. So apparently my entity has a name. And it's not Seer, it's Holden. Yeah, it is a really funny name for a spiritual entity.
I think someone pointed out in the comments on YouTube, the comments section, that they're like, oh, you got the name Holden from some other thing, some other sci-fi thing, which whatever that was, I'd never heard of it. So it was not intentional. I just I don't know. Can't remember how I came up with the name. I just chose a name at random and that was it.
Don't worry, Holden. I'm not making fun of you. I asked him if he was related to Seer. He said no. I asked if he was a demon like Seer. He said no. Person. Get this. He says he's a person from the future. I asked how he's speaking to me right now, and he said by machine. I asked him what year he's from. He said 52. I said 2052, and he said no, 52. I don't even know what that means. I asked him who the Prime Minister of Canada was in his time. He replied with, no exist. So that's concerning. I asked how he found me. He said, pick up channel. I asked if it was him doing all the weird stuff in my apartment. He said yes, sorry for scare. So at least I know he's a nice entity. I asked if he would leave if I asked him to. He also said yes. However, I don't think I want him to leave. Now that I know he's nice, it's kind of nice having him around. Holden? You still there? Any chance you want to do me a favor?
So I think it's hard to remember exactly what I had planned at each stage, like while I was writing it, while I was filming it, while I was editing it, and while I was doing the sequels, because the story kind of changed. I think as I was writing this, and maybe even as we were filming it, the intention was that it was Sear all along, and that's kind of what Bailey is led to believe by the end. But then as we're doing part 3, maybe even as I was writing it, I kind of started to think, well, maybe Holden is real. He's a separate person, so maybe this really was Holden. And then at the end, Sear tricks her into thinking that they're the same person. I can't remember exactly what my plans were, but the story kind of changed with necessity as it went along.
You want to go punish someone so they'd stop bothering me?
I like how she just all of a sudden has this new ghost friend, and her first thought is to send it to go whack someone she doesn't like.
I think Tina needs a visit from Holden. I'm on my way to work. So
There's the odd scene here, like when we film on the phone. If you're filming in reverse, the image is flipped, so the car, the steering wheel's on the opposite side of the car. So usually I have to go and flip it back to normal, but sometimes I forget, like I did here. So all of a sudden it looks like the camera's on the, or the steering wheel's on the left-hand side.
Police called. Apparently, Tina died in her jail cell last night by repeatedly banging her head against the wall. Little extreme. I thought maybe Holden would, like, pull her hair or pull the sheets off her bed, not kill her. So obviously I'm a little bit concerned about my own safety. I tried to talk to Holden about it this morning, but no answer. Apparently Holden came to work with me today. Hi, Holden. You need to keep it down, though. I don't really want any of my coworkers to be privy to what's going on. Holden says he didn't kill Tina, that he went to go scare her, and her response was to smash her head against the wall until she died. Not to be cold-hearted, but I'm not particularly sad over it. Maybe I'm just numb over Cass and Jess dying, but I'm not that affected. I'll be right there. See that, people? Mess with me, and I'll send my man from the future to whack ya. Just kidding. If you're watching this, you're a friend, and I won't hurt you. So, I asked if he could give me the winning lottery numbers, and he said sure. So, look what I got.
Maybe I should try entering those numbers in the lottery. That'd be a huge coincidence if I won.
And so it's kind of strange.
I would have to do an entire new commentary just to add that little bit in.
Because now I believe in the paranormal, but I'm a little bit more skeptical about winning $45 million on Friday. Holden swears I'll win with these numbers. So after a long chat, Holden asked if I could go investigate something, and he said, check phone. So I checked my phone, and there's a pin on it, and so it looks like he can put stuff in my phone. But apparently he cannot text. I know, because I asked. I asked him what I would find, and he said, it's a surprise. Well, should I go? Of course I'm gonna go. So Holden's pin led me to around here.
So this is supposed to be like a different area, but it's actually very close to all the other outdoor parts we filmed.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. Is that a wallet? Is this what I'm supposed to find? An empty wallet? I'm not impressed, Holden. What's that? Oh my god.
So that's Eureka Aragon playing Shay Cruz. Eureka she was in Grotesque 2. She played Cindy Spretzer. She gets drawn and quartered at the end. And we had our makeup artist Jamie Clark come and put some like dead makeup on her legs, and then we just had her lay in the grass there, and I think it looked pretty good.
Oh my god. Is that... Oh my god, it's a body. No. Oh my god. No, not doing it. Oh no. So, Holden, couple quick questions. How did you know she was there? And what am I supposed to do about it? When I asked Holden how he knew the body would be there, he said, lucky guess. Somehow, I don't think it was a guess. I can't just leave that poor girl there. On the other hand, I can't exactly tell the police either. With all the deaths surrounding me lately, they would want to know how she got there, how I knew she was there, how I found her in the first place. Hey, it's 3 a.m. I can't stop thinking about that poor girl. She seemed pretty young, so I don't think it was natural causes. Maybe they'll have something in the news. For some reason, I feel calm and safer when Holden is around. I mean, at first I was terrified to sleep, but now I feel calm and peaceful. If I'm being honest, it does bring up some questions. Like, if Holden is a positive thing in my life, why is there so much death surrounding it? Or maybe those things are separate from Holden. There's a lot to think about, but it's late and I'm tired. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. The numbers for the lottery were announced, and guess what? I won! $142.25.
We said $142.25, but I think that was more than 25 cents change in her hand, but whatever, minor detail.
I'd say that I wasn't expecting to win a little bit more, but it does add credibility to Holden's story. I did ask if we could do it again and win more money, and he said no. I asked why, and he said spoiled. I guess he doesn't want to spoil me. That's right, Holden. You don't want to spoil me? These men from the future are so stubborn.
So yeah, these parts here, we were just kind of screwing around while we were filming, and we were ahead of schedule, so I can't remember who came up with the idea, but we're just like, how about you just throw the money in the air? And at the time, I was like, I probably won't put these in the movie because it's just too ridiculous, but I ended up putting them in.
I'm not sure what to do with my winnings. I mean, I guess I could go out with friends, but as long as they don't come back here. I don't need anyone else dying. Can I do that, Holden? Can I go out with friends without anyone dying? I'm going out with my friend Chase tonight. He moved to Vancouver for a while and I haven't seen him, but he's back now. And we've been meaning to meet up, so... I guess that's one byproduct of your inner circle dying, is you get to reconnect with old friends. He did bring up the suicide things as it was on the news, so I guess I should expect to answer a lot of questions. I'm waiting for Chase to show up, but I thought I'd go around and ask people's paranormal experiences.
So yeah, we wanted to film this at a different location, like at a different bar or something than the one where she works. But it's always hard to find a place that will let you film in there for, very little or nothing. And it's also, most bars are open like a lot. They're basically open a lot. So we need to find somewhere that's like they don't open till later in the day, so we have time in the morning, or some of them that are closed Sundays, and we could do that. It's not easy to find a place that has hours that work and will let you film there and all that kind of stuff. So as we got closer to the shooting date, I was like, you know what, let's just film it at the place where she works, and then we already have a place that's friendly to us, and we don't have to worry about finding somewhere new.
Like this guy. Hi, sir.
And there's Dave. He's one of our supporters, and as you can see, he's wearing a Mildred Moyer shirt. All these parts here with the talking with people about ghosts, we basically just made up as we were filming, because we were there, and it's like, hey, we're already here. We were ahead of schedule, so it's like, let's just add little bits to the movie. And all the people that are sitting around the bar up there, and then I think there's a woman behind the bar. That's like the owner and the people that work there. We got to put them in as extras.
Have you ever seen a ghost before?
Yeah, sure.
When?
Church camp?
Ooh, tell me more.
Well, the camp goes back hundreds of years, so there are ancestors there. They live there even when camp's not in session.
And yeah, Dave, he just made up this dialogue himself, and yeah, it worked pretty good, so I kept it in.
So they're permanent campers?
In a way of speaking.
Do you think they pack their own sleeping bags, or is that provided?
Danielle just made up her dialogue too.
I'm not sure on their plane you need a sleeping bag.
I guess they don't sleep, do they?
It's out of my field.
That's fair. That would explain why all these things are happening at night. What about you guys? Have you guys ever seen a ghost before?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh. Alright, have a nice night. Ooh, he's here.
Yeah, there we have Faisal. People might know him. I have the podcast I did with him, the filmmaking podcast, and also the movie review podcast. Faisal's also a filmmaker on his own. And he was also, he was in Grotesque, the first Grotesque. He played, I think his name was Dave. He was the guy, he was like the Mildred's roommate's, like one night stand or whatever. And then he was also in Grotesque 2. What character did he play? Oh yeah, he was the guy when the dude gets his hand cut off when Mildred throws the saw blade at him. He's the guy that like witnesses that. He's like one of the good guys.
Hey! How
are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Everyone, meet my friend Chase.
Hi.
Tell my followers about yourself.
Okay. I'm a software developer. I like hiking. I like surfing whenever I get the chance.
Probably shouldn't have moved back to Edmonton then.
Yeah. There's not a lot of good surfing here.
Not really, no. Tell the people how we met.
Well, I met Bailey when we both worked at BJ's in 2012.
I think we met before then.
You did?
Yeah! We met at Hoffman's party. I was there with Cassie. Then you guys said I should apply at BJ's.
Oh yeah, I remember! That was a fun night.
It was. By the way, tonight's on me. At least anything up to $142.25.
Ooh, how generous.
Yeah, I won the lottery.
Lucky girl.
And of course, you have me leaving right there, so that kind of leads into the next movie where we point out that Holden is basically playing a bigger part in this than it seems.
Beautiful. Why are you filming me?
Why are you filming me?
I'm making a documentary.
I'm making the documentary about the making of the documentary.
Yeah, that'll sell well. Frick. Chase went to the bathroom. I'm having the best time. I forgot how much I missed him. I would really like to tell him about the Holden things, but Chase is a pretty level-headed guy. Although, if him being level-headed about the situation, what does that make me? What's he doing? What's the... What was that about?
What?
Those people over there.
What people?
Those people, you just got into a fight with them.
When?
Just now, I got it on camera.
Show me.
That was strange. I showed Chase a video of him fighting with those guys, and he just shrugged it off and laughed. But I got the distinct impression that he didn't remember doing it. I guess it just begs the question as to whether it was just weird shit going on, or if it was something paranormal. I guess I'll follow up with Chase in the morning and see how he's doing. Hopefully nothing weird has happened to him. Amy, what do you mean there's a man outside your window?
He was walking around the house looking through the windows.
Where's your dad?
He's here. He went to look for him, but he couldn't find him.
What did he look like?
Normal, I guess.
Where's your dad now? I want to talk to him.
He's in the shower.
I really like this shot here, how you just have her like shadow on the wall there, but it just looks kind of ominous, like some figure standing behind her.
If the man comes back, call 911, okay?
Dad said he'd shoot him.
Yeah, well, sometimes your dad doesn't always make smart decisions. If he won't call 911, you...
So yeah, that little bit there where Amy turns and looks, I was just standing just off camera, and then I think I just waved my hand in front of the light or something to make a shadow go across her face. So it doesn't seem like much. She just looks, and we don't really, focus on it, but it just shows that like there's weird stuff going on there too.
Always make smart decisions. If he won't call 911, you do it, okay?
Okay, hey, want to see what I made?
And that's just, I think while we were filming, my parents had that in a box or something. I just saw it and I was like, hey, let's work that into the movie.
Sometimes I'm concerned with how Amy's being raised. Like, why is she even up at midnight? Of course, my first thought when she mentioned the man outside her house is that it has something to do with my situation here. But neither Amy nor her dad have even been to my house or Cassie's house or even in the area, so... It's been a few days since I found that body, and I haven't seen anything in the news, so I don't know if they've even found her. I'm gonna go check. She's gone.
Yeah, so this here, I think the original plan was, and like in the script, it was supposed to be she found that message, Genesis was here, like carved into a tree. Of course, all the trees out there were much smaller than I was imagining in my mind. And trying to carve a message into a tree just takes forever. So I was like, okay, these trees are they're like white, so I'm like, let's just use black marker on them and that'll be enough.
Did Genesis Brady write that? It's not a common name. But then again, she is an internet celebrity. So maybe someone did it as a prank? Weird. Well, I guess I'm out of a fucking job. Apparently my bar closed down without bothering to share that information with me. I messaged Elena to see what was going on, but she hasn't replied.
And I think we were shooting at that bar, and then of course we just made that sign to hang up there. And then we just like left it hanging there as we were like walking away doing stuff. And then we're like, oh crap, we should probably take that down before customers start showing up. And then it looks like it's permanently closed.
Well, this is quite the fucking surprise. Holden, did you do that? Well, then who did? Holden spelled Kevin. Apparently Kevin smashed the mug. If he's talking about the same Kevin that was here when Nathan was here, that's not possible. The door is locked and I would have seen him. Okay, looks like Holden is sending me on another mission. He spelled out investigate. The pin looks like it's in the river valley near exactly where I found the triangle and saw Jess and Cass meeting. I'm worried it's another body. It's not another body, right, Holden? You're not lying to me, are you? guess curiosity's gonna get the best of me, and I'm gonna have to once again go down there and see what's out there.
Honestly, right now I can't even remember what the part coming up is. It's been a while since I've seen this.
Breaking news. They finally reported the murder of the woman I found. And they arrested a suspect. Here, I'll show you a photo. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My friend Chase was arrested for murder, one he committed the day before we hung out. I don't know what to think about it. Part of me wants to think it was a coincidence. Part of me thinks that Holden knew. Okay, I guess it's time to see what awaits me out here. I'm almost there. Holden's pin looks like exactly where it was last time I saw Jesse and Cass.
Oh, right, it's the three friends back.
What in the fuck? What the fuck is going on? It's definitely them. Are they fucking zombies or ghosts or what? Hey! Oh shit. Oh! Oh fuck. Oh shit. They're coming. How is this possible?
I think it might have been me running with the camera there, and then we just added Danielle's voice in. Pretty sure that's what we did. Yeah, I never noticed that before, but I think pretty sure that right over there is that I think that's our makeup artist's like kit. And it was like she had it way over there, but I didn't realize it got in the shot. Yeah, no one's ever pointed that out. I don't think anyone noticed.
Oh fuck!
Yes, I think I wanted a bigger stick to knock Jordy out there with, but there was no bigger stick, so we just had to use whatever we could find.
I asked Holden how those guys were still alive. He said, time glitch. I asked him to then further explain, because that makes no sense. And he said, world overlap.
So yeah, the whole people have pointed out how it kind of the original one was just like straight up haunting, and then this one and the third one we kind of get into more like sci-fi, time travel, interdimensional stuff, and I just wanted to take it in a different direction, just something kind of more original, and that's just kind of what I came up with. And I just wanted to show that like instead of going with the same haunted house explanation that it's ghosts or whatever that everything else does, I just wanted to take it into some kind of new direction where it's like not necessarily like a ghost of a dead person, it's more like a interdimensional kind of thing, just kind of some sort of science that we don't understand. So that's what I came up with.
Which doesn't help. I asked him if they were coming for me. He said maybe. But then he replied with, I keep you safe. Which doesn't make me feel better because he's the one who sent me there in the first place. I did ask if I killed that guy with Rock, the handyman, but he said no. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Can you go to prison for killing someone who's already dead?
Holden, still around? I want to ask him something.
And she's whispering like he wouldn't be able to hear.
Holden, do you know where Genesis Brady is? Awesome. Well, where is she? Now you're not going to say anything?
That little skull back there and those other things were pretty sure those were props that Danielle brought as well. Except for Quilton there, he was a prop from Grotesque too.
I did? You're saying I did. You didn't, Holden. You didn't tell me shit. Whatever, Holden. I'm not in the mood. Maybe I should move. It's a beautiful day out, though. Maybe I'll go for a walk. Holden, can you make sure no one attacks me when I go for a walk? Thanks. Oh, I should go to the bathroom first. I wonder what people are going to say when they watch these videos. I wonder if I'm even still going to be alive. Holden? Is this your response?
And of course, we just wrote that on there with a bar of soap.
To where Genesis Brady is? She's in hell? Yes. Holden! You just talked. I didn't know you could talk. Does this mean we can have real conversations now? Guess not. So, after a long and pointless conversation with Holden, he says he doesn't know how he talked out loud and he doesn't know how to do it again. He says knocking takes less energy. I don't want to say anything out loud because Holden's probably listening. But I think you guys understand my suspicions about him. Is that guy running towards me?
So that's Randy Thattenham that's running towards her. He's a filmmaker. He's actually one of the first people I met when I started doing this for real, probably about 10 years ago. I went to a meeting of the Edmonton Filmmakers Group, and he was one of the first people I met there, and we've been friends ever since. So I just offered him this role. Basically, I'm like, all you have to do is just run, which is, it doesn't seem like it's a long distance, but he was running fast, and so he was quite exhausted from it. And then when we did part 3, he actually came back for a scene, and we found out that the reason that he's chasing her is actually because she doesn't have any memories of it, but she actually broke into his vehicle and stole his laptop. And then he saw the footage on his doorbell cam and then saw her in the park and was running after her. But of course, right now, it just seems like some crazy guy running after her.
Let's see what happens if I move. Yep, he's coming towards me. Oh shit, fuck. I think he's gone. Is this what my life has become? Every time I leave the house, somebody tries to attack me. I think Holden's giving me the silent treatment.
I think that's a copy of the Grotesque DVD there, but it wasn't there the last time we saw this, but yeah, I guess she could have put it there.
I haven't heard from him all night.
Oh, it's also the I'm Haunted book that's there.
Holden? You around?
I guess that would make sense story-wise that she could have the I'm Haunted book. If she's kind of obsessed with the whole thing, she would have bought it. It's available on Amazon if anyone wants to buy it. It's kind of like a journal form of everything that happened in the first movie written by Genesis Brady, but there's a lot of different stuff in there and there's a lot of extra stuff, so it's different than just watching the movie. So I've had quite a few compliments on it.
Well, kids, in the words of Genesis Brady, lesson learned. Do not invite demons into your life. Point blank.
We just filmed this same night we filmed at the hotel. We just went out in the parking lot to film this.
I'm not sure if that's what Holden is. He could be lying about being from the future. But then again, he hasn't done anything outright to hurt me like Seer did with Genesis. Still, I have this uneasy feeling. So it's
kind of weird that the clock, for whatever reason, when we filmed this, was acting all wonky and came up with whatever the hell that is, which worked perfectly for the story. Just weird stuff's happening. So I was like, yeah, we're totally keeping that in the movie. I think when it was done, we just like banged on it or something, and it went back to normal.
I heard noises in the living room. Holden? Is that you? There's this weird buzzing in the air. Can you guys hear it? What the fuck? The deadbolt's open. Jesse.
Yeah, so this part here, we tried doing this special effect and it just didn't work as well as we wanted. Basically what happens is Jesse's attacking her, and then it's Holden who's like invisible, but he has some kind of presence, basically saves her and kills Jesse. We'll see here coming up. So we had Elena Helebnikova, who plays Bailey's boss in this. We had her wearing a green suit, and then she was gonna like drag Jesse across the floor and then hit him a bunch of times with the hammer. But it ended up not quite working, so we had to just show the tail end of him getting dragged there. And I think here you could see a bit of the hammer. If you look on the left-hand side, you could see the hammer floating a bit. So it does look kind of cool. But originally we had her just like whacking the shit out of him with the hammer. But when it came time to do the effect, there was something about the dark lighting. It didn't quite work. And so I went on like Fiverr or something, was trying to find someone that could do it. But they all wanted to charge way too much. And I think I had someone, I ended up paying them like a little bit, and it just, like, it didn't work. So I was like, ah, shit. And I was worried we just have to cut the entire scene. But I think I just did it myself. Just like rudimentary effects skills, and somehow got it to work here a bit where you see a bit of the hammer. Yeah, so that's about as good as I could do.
Who is it? Holden? Is that you? Holden? Okay. Jesse has now died twice. This time in my living room. Now I have a corpse in my home. This is just wonderful. Holden, is it you that killed Jesse? Well, now what am I supposed to do? Just had a knocking talk with our friend from the future. He said he saved me from Jesse. I then asked him what to do with the body. He said, leave house, wait till sun up to return, I take care. Those were his exact words. So, I guess I leave the house and come back in the morning. I don't really have a lot of choices, do I? I don't exactly feel safe out here either, with all the random people that have been attacking me lately.
So yeah, we filmed this in that same parking lot as the hotel.
As far as next steps go, I don't know what I want to do. I'm strongly considering asking Holden to leave. He said he would. I just want my life to go back to normal, if that's even possible.
Even just things like that police car driving by like that, obviously that wasn't planned, but it just adds a little bit to it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, this was funny because I think we just took like a bunch of clothes or something. I think we like a hoodie, and we stuffed it full of clothes, and then like a pair of jeans, and just so it'd have the outline of a body, and then we wrapped it up in garbage bags, so make it look like a body just wrapped in trash bags. But it was a little awkward filming that outside of my building. I didn't want people calling the cops on us, so I was like, okay, let's just try to do this quickly, like as few times as possible.
That's Cassie and Nathan.
And I guess this brings up questions like if this is Holden, like I guess either Holden has some control over the doppelgangers or he just has some method to influence them into doing what he wants. And you can't see him, but it was Jordy who was driving the car there, who plays the handyman.
I wonder what the cops would think if I brought them this video. I mean, the professionals declared them all dead. They'd probably think I'm crazy. Jesse and Nathan were cremated, and Cassie was buried. I don't know what happened to the handyman, but here they are, all alive and well, and wreaking havoc in my life. I did as Holden asked and waited until sunup to go back to the apartment. I'm not sure what I'm gonna find, but you're gonna find out same time as me. Oh, well, at least they were nice enough to lock the door when they left. The body's gone. Holden?
And let's back it up a second here.
Well, at least they were nice enough to lock the door when they left.
I think those were that little pad of paper there, that yellow pad. We're getting towards the end, and Danielle was actually a great help on like just keeping track of like what scenes we'd done and kind of like what costumes we needed for each scene and all that stuff. And it got quite confusing towards the end, so I remember we sat down and took that pad of paper and just I made this like list of exactly what had been done, what had not been done, and all that stuff. And then apparently we just left it on the couch there because it's in the scene here. But I don't know, no one's pointed it out.
Body's gone. Holden, you there? I'd give anything to sleep right now. It turns out it's later than I thought. I watched and saw the timestamp on the video of my zombie friends moving Jesse's body, and it said Wednesday. Today is Friday, which means that I've been sleeping for over 24 hours. I've missed an entire day. I wish I had had my camera set up so I could see what I was doing in that.
I think you could see on her leg there's some marks. There was a scene that we shot that kind of like happened in the first movie, that she was scratched by Sear. And Jamie Clark, our makeup artist, did a really good job on the scratches. Like, they look really cool. The only problem was that they just looked too deep. Like, it looked like something that it would be like, you would need definite stitches for. And obviously she would have had to go to the hospital and all that. So all of a sudden I was like, yeah, like I don't think it's believable that this is just a light scratch that she could brush off. So we ended up having to cut that whole scene. But yeah, you could see them a little bit on her leg there.
Time frame. The police haven't stopped by. There seems to be no fallout with what happened with Jesse. There's not even any signs that his body was even here. I'm scared. I don't know how those guys got in. They didn't have a key. They must have had some other way. I already got the locks changed. It didn't seem to matter.
And that was just me sitting there and tipping the camera over.
My tripod just fell over.
So now it's Sear that's attacking her, but we're led to believe that it's Holden.
Holden, was that you? What the hell? Why? Holden? I'm not Holden. Well, then who are you then?
And that's just me whispering in the background. And it's funny, with all this knocking stuff, I was always kind of concerned that it would just be boring listening to these long knocking bits. But I remember when we had the first screening of this movie, and even the third one too, where I just had a bunch of people over to my place, and I was kind of watching as whenever the knocks happened, people were like counting on their fingers. So I'm like, I wonder if people watching this are actually doing that. They're like counting the knocks to see, one, what the demon's saying, but also to see if it actually matches up to what it's supposed to say, which it should, because I actually, like, whatever I was supposed to be knocking out, I actually made sure to knock out that many knocks.
You tricked me! Shit. I've been driving around for hours. I'm not sure what to do. Part of me suspected...
This is, we filmed this outside the hotel as well, and this was the very last thing that we filmed for the movie.
that it was Seer the whole time, but Holden was such a positive force that I didn't want to believe it. People make fun of Genesis all the time for being dumb. But I guess you can add me to that list now. I thought of checking into a hotel, but Holden was with me last time. Seer, I should say. I remember watching Genesis in one of her videos.
And this church here is the church from Grotesque 2. They've been nice enough to let us film a bunch of stuff there, so we used it again. Although I don't think... Oh, no, we did go in this time, yeah. So, yeah, they were great for letting us do this.
Sleeping in a church, and Seer didn't attack her there. So I called up my friend Daryl, who works at the church. It was pretty difficult not telling him all the details, but I pretty much just asked if I could sleep in the church, no questions asked. And being the awesome guy he is, he said yes.
And so this is Daryl Flowers, who is part of our main part of our crew, and he's been a great help and a great friend to Higher Universe.
You have a sleeping bag and stuff?
No, I didn't actually have time to grab one.
I'm sure we have something in the basement you can use.
I really appreciate you letting me stay here and not asking any questions.
Now you piqued my curiosity.
Say bye to the viewers.
Bye. Okay, take care. Call if you need anything. I'll be in at 8 tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Thanks. Lock up when you leave?
Will do.
Thanks. I kind of want him to stay, but I'm also worried about people in my vicinity attacking me. I hope nothing bad happens to him. He's a good guy. So I decided to watch the old I'm Haunted videos. It's given me a fresh perspective after everything I've been through. I'm thinking about fleeing, just getting the fuck out of Edmonton. I have nothing left here, so why not? I could just escape the entire nightmare by going far, far away. I could go to Calgary, but I left for a reason. I don't want to stir up that hornet's nest. I came here to get away from all that. I don't want to go back. I was bored, so I'm checking out the church.
I had Danielle record that line later on, because she was just originally just walking around here silently, and it just seemed like it was too quiet. I needed her to say something, so I got her to record that line, and then we added it in.
I can't believe I'm checking out a church basement in the dark. A few months ago, this would have had me really creeped out. But now, my pulse is not even going a little bit. Huh. Amy? Amy?
So this is kind of cool here. Watch when Amy walks behind the pillar. It kind of looks like she disappears, which was not intentional. It just looked like that, but it looks like something we staged, or that she just vanishes, but it's just a weird coincidence that it looked like that.
Amy.
She actually just like walked around the pillar or something. And there is a cut here when we like whip pan over to the right. We did it twice, and then we just cut halfway through, so we tried to hide the cut like in the blur as we whipped over. And I think it worked pretty well.
Amy? Ames? Amy! Amy! What is she doing here? Amy!
And this part here, I remember we had to film this quite a few times because I think it was Elizabeth Chamberlain who leaned out and grabbed her arm, and we had to make it sure that Elizabeth could like lean out and grab the girl enough that you could see Elizabeth's arms but not her face, which that took a bit of timing. And then also Liz here kept laughing as she was getting grabbed, so we had to do it a bunch of times until she wasn't smiling. So this is the take that we ended up using.
What are you doing here? Amy! Amy?
So this room here, you might recognize it from Grotesque 2. This is the one where Cindy Spretzer is basically having the gangbang with all those guys, and then Elizabeth comes in to confront her. That's the same room, just facing the other direction.
Sweetie, you're scaring Mommy. What are you doing here? What's going on? What?
And here we have a cameo by Elizabeth as Genesis Brady. That heart right there in the background, I can't remember if someone made that while we were on set, or if they if that was already there.
Genesis.
Yeah, that little there with the camera shaking. I don't think that was intentional. I just like happened for some reason, and it looked cool, so I kept it. Let's watch that again.
What? Genesis.
Go get the rope. Where are we taking her?
To Crab.
I'll get the car.
Yeah, so Jordy, he was supposed to be there that night, but I think something happened and he wasn't able to make it. So we just got him to add his voice in, so he's not actually there. I can't remember that whispering voice. I can't remember how I did that. I'm pretty sure it was in the first movie too. I can't remember if I did that myself somehow, or if I somehow made it happen, but it sounds kind of creepy. And of course, then we see Danielle's or Bailey is in the same position Elizabeth was at the end of the first movie. And that is the end. And then we got the credits. Yeah, this sound in the background, I made that somehow. There's like that rumbling sound, and then the wah, 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 that kind of thing. I can't remember where I got that, but I just combined them together, and then I think I slowed it down to like 25% or something to make this noise. I'm not sure why the credits do that. They do that sometimes where they just like they're all shaky like that. It's just probably something to do with the frame rate or whatever, but I've never actually researched how to fix that problem. Maybe I should. And that is the end of I'm Haunted 2. So I hope you enjoyed this commentary and found it entertaining and informative. Let me know if you want me to do another one on I'm Haunted 3. I'll probably do one on Grotesque 2 as well if people are interested. I never know if people are even care about this kind of stuff. Like, I know people like watching the movies, but it's not sure if they like the commentary so much. So by all means, leave a comment and let me know if you do enjoy it. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'll be having I'm Haunted 4 and 5 come out very soon. Like, very soon. So keep your eye out for those. And thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone next time.